Good morning and welcome to another episode. That's how I'm doing this morning. I love to do videos like the one that I'm about to do because this is more everyday stuff that I'm going to talk about. And I like that part of this channel. I like when I don't get too philosophical, too woo-woo, too airy-fairy, too positive. I like it a lot. Well, I like that. But I also truly enjoy this particular aspect that I bring to this channel. And that is just talking about the everyday ups and downs of life. And yes, I would totally agree that there is lots of consolation in philosophy. And I use philosophy often as a consolation. And there are a number of books actually entitled that. However, there is also just the day-to-day. So yesterday was a major bust. I just could not get it together. I had a project set up and I was ready to do it and I got distracted. And it's unfortunate. That it just happens every once in a while where I just cannot cope with doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I go off on some tangent, usually related to staring at my phone for hours. So this morning I woke up and I was taking evaluation of how I was feeling. And I could tell that I was off as the result of a very mismanaged day yesterday. And so I sat down to do my Ho'oponopono prayer and writing, and I was able to very succinctly designate exactly what was going on. And one of the things that I loved about that was the fact that by doing this practice every morning, it definitely has gotten me more in touch with my feelings and where I'm currently at. Now, they say feelings are feelings and facts are facts, and I actually agree with that statement. However, as a human being, and I'm saying that to myself as well as to you, we are a bunch of feelings a lot of the time, and they distract us. And sometimes it's harder than others to get them under control, or to relax into them is a better way of saying it, so that we can move on with life. So I wrote them all down, and I'll tell you some of them. I received a horrible text message from a good friend of mine a little over a week ago, the day after Thanksgiving, and this person essentially told me that 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 she did not want to be a part of my life anymore, and that I could F off and die. It was probably one of the most hateful pieces of script that I have ever experienced in my life. And then my friend Richard moved to the East Coast, and that I think has taken a little bit more of a challenge than I originally gave it credit for. I also bought peanut butter cookies and shortbread cookies a week ago at my last grocery run. And so I've been eating that. And I can tell I don't do well when I have that stuff around. It's interesting, I can eat sugar in other forms, but cookies and stuff like that are just not sitting well with me anymore. So there's some of it right there. So you're saying, well, Mark, this is all interesting and I relate, but what the hell do we do about it? Well, this is what I do, and you can take it for whatever it's worth. First of all, I am making a very conscious effort not to beat myself up over stuff like this anymore, and I'm getting better at it. Secondly, I am doing the Ho'oponopono practice, which I highly, highly recommend. And if you would love to have assistance with that, I'd be more than happy to work with you with that. And finally, just show up to the best that I can. Just show up to the best I can. Sometimes it's hard. And I have it going pretty good for the most part. I have a roof over my head. I have heat. I have a refrigerator. I have my French flag in the background. I have a computer that works really well. I have internet access and a fabulous phone. And I'm healthy. So everything else is kind of, all right, Mark, that's cool. Let's just get into some gratitude. And that would be my final act to say, is that let's get into some gratitude. But as I always say, if you are too much into a funk, gratitude is far, far, far away to work on gratitude. Or if you do attempt to do gratitude, just do something really simple like, oh yeah, I do have a roof over my head, and I did take a shower today, and I have food. And leave it at that. Leave it at that. I hope you got something out of this. Like I say, I adore having this particular type of conversation. A conversation where I just say, you know what? I ain't feeling it too much right now. Or I'm feeling it too much right now. And I'm struggling. And I would rather put that forth for you to understand as who I am. And that's more of an attraction for potentially working with me as a coach than someone who, espouses perfection. Let's all breathe. Thank you so much for listening today. Merci beaucoup. A bientôt. Bonne journée.